Hey guys, it's Friday, October the 22nd. I got a video out of order again because another walkthrough. I love doing walkthroughs. This one is Kayla Dodd. The reason that I started doing these walkthroughs is because Victoria and I get to walk through tons of really cool vehicles and we get to see them. We get to hear the story of how they were built, blah, 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 blah. And I go back at home and I start telling friends about it, and it's like, they first thing is, do you have pictures of it? No, I was just talking to the people. Do you have a video of it? No. So that's what I started doing these for. It's not so much to show off the rig, as, I mean, yeah, that is what the videos are about, but it's more to show you the people that I meet on the road, how that interaction goes, how these friendships start. And I mean, as you guys have seen with, like, for instance, Denise, she's been in tons and tons of videos. I've traveled all over the country with that woman. I met her in a Walmart parking lot. We checked out each other's rigs, just like you're about to see happen here with Kayla here. So that being said, let's take a look at her ProMaster. Here it is. Knock, knock.
Welcome back. Security system. Dewey, come on. You remember them.
Hey, buddy. Hey. So what's the dog's name?
Dewey.
Dewey?
Yep.
And
Kayla.
Kayla.
Yep.
So what's the story? What got you into it? How long did it take you to build it? All that good stuff.
So I got into it because I traveled a lot when I was younger. I did 25 countries before I was 25. I lived in Italy for 5 years.
Okay.
And then I moved back to America during the pandemic. I had a house in Houston. Everything shut down. I was like, I hate it here. I want to be outside. So I moved to Denver. When you're paying $1,600 a month for an apartment and you're gone 10 days a month, that's quick math. Don't want to do this anymore. So I gave myself 90 days, broke the lease, flew to Brooklyn, bought the van, built it out in less than 3 months over the summer. So I've been on the road for like 12 days now.
Okay.
So did everything myself. Almost lost this finger a couple times. So shot a nail through it, drilled through it with a Phillips bit at one point. So the fact that I have all 10 and the van's done, just out here living.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, Victoria built hers too. It's always awesome seeing a female who's built a rig and living nomadic.
Doing construction, and I used to complain at my dad, like, this is child labor. You know what saved me thousands as an adult? Child labor. So like,
same here,
kids,
same here.
Make them do construction. I don't even care. So I like to call it engineering the things that didn't work out as planned. I've got some engineering going on. It was all intentional. So
awesome. Well, let's see inside.
Oh. Dewey will escort you, obviously. Up, come on. Come on. Up. Come on, focus. We gotta get some steps because that's quite the jump. So these are all storage, obviously. Don't know how to build cabinets, but they're somehow up here and full of stuff. That's going well.
Cool.
Dewey Dodd. Absolutely not.
Are your locking mechanisms working very well?
So I didn't even, yeah, so these are working here. The ones that are a little questionable are anything that I put in the closet and take a corner. So we do a lot of looking at myself in that mirror to this mirror while I drive as this flies open. We're working on that. I have gas struts in here. I just needed to get on the road. I couldn't miss like snowboarding season and stuff. So I left. I've got the gas struts to put on the road. There's still some stuff I want to do, like just simple repairs, but I needed to be out here.
Well,
so.
I don't think are you ever really done? Are you ever done?
It's gonna be, it's just like when you have a house and you're like,
yeah,
this
is still going on.
This seems promising.
I'm 2.5 years in, I still change stuff.
Okay, yep, and that was part of it. I don't want to do all this stuff because I know I'm gonna want to change things. Like the plan was to have a 30-gallon water tank right here. That didn't, we're doing jugs. Like that didn't, jugs. Because I didn't want anything to freeze. I couldn't figure out the logistics of the connections. So that was a quick change. Okay, I have the 30-gallon tank still. That's at my parents' house. It's just gonna stay there, whatever. So I was just really concerned with like the solar and electric. I've got 400 watts, a 2000 watt inverter, 220 amp hours. I'm sitting at 209 right now, which really pleases me because I hate getting even under like 170. I know it's gonna happen in Colorado with the cloudy days, but I just want to keep it like as charged as I can. So
Right.
Yep. So it's toilets here. You're in the bathroom right now, bathroom area.
So is it up under that box there? Yeah. Is it homemade or store-bought?
No, you're like, oh God, what are we opening?
No, go for it.
So it's just like the simple little cassette toilet, and then this like pulls out over the rug.
Okay.
And that's all simple, self-contained, because I didn't want to spend the money on a nature's head if I didn't know if I wanted to do this.
Here we go again. So
Yep.
I'm gonna go on this rant one more time. I have a nature's head. I paid full price for it. I'm not sponsored, so I can tell you the truth. They suck.
Oh,
they're terrible.
I expected something different right there. Okay,
no,
cool.
they are terrible. It was the biggest waste of money in my entire van.
Why is that?
Well, one, it's $1,000 for a toilet, which is insane. Like,
no.
Okay, I will say again, I kind of went into this rant a little harsher than I usually do because I wanted to drive the point home.
No, this validates me. Keep going.
No,
this is good.
So here's the thing. I would not be ranting at all about this toilet if it was $400. Like, I still feel like that's high, but I would not be ranting about it because $400, I understand the production process. You've got to extrude the plastic. You need to bend that stainless steel rod, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I get that. But $1,000, that's the reason why you're hearing me bitch, because they missed it in several ways. One, every self-built that I have seen on the road, super simple. You build a plywood box, you line it with a trash bag, you poop in it, you throw dirt on it, you pull the bag out, you throw it away.
Yep, I line that with plastic bags. Still haven't gone in it, not going to. I'm like, that seems gross to like drive your poop around. I'll just put it in bags, throw it away.
So,
person.
A nature's head does not have a way to put a plastic bag in it. It actually has a stir handle in it where it stirs it in. Granted, their theory is it'll last longer before you actually have to change it. The issue with it is when you do have to change it, you have to take the thing out and dump it into a bag, then throw it away, which is very messy.
Couldn't have just started with the bag. Like.
Exactly. Could have just started with a bag.
Okay.
So that's the first issue with it. Second issue is the first time you ever wash it, if you get your fan wet, it's not a waterproof fan. So the fan will immediately be fried the first time you wash it. The next issue with it is the fan is not strong enough to overpower our roof vents. So if you turn your roof vent on high, it overpowers the fan on the toilet and it pulls a direct draft right across your shit into your van.
Okay, so thank you for, because I was so...
There's my rant for the day. Sorry, Nature's Head, you don't sponsor me. If you'd sponsored me, I probably wouldn't be saying all this. I'd be telling you, yeah, it's great, buy one. But I'm telling you the truth because I paid full price for mine.
I did not, so we're just doing YouTube stuff now. You know, this is my friend Derek. He lives out in Breck, so he's here, came up, met, checked out the van build, you know, so.
Well, I did too many runs and now I'm gonna be late for work.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, he's not back yet? Bye, you're fired.
Hey, that's the way. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah, seriously. Early season.
We're in a ski parking lot, by the way. I don't think I told that at the start of this, did I? No. There's tons of good content today. Go to my snowboard page and you can see all the, like, Benton getting that stick in the foot. That was pretty crazy. Anyways, back to this van. Let's take a look at her van.
Yeah. Okay. So
you covered water, you covered power.
Water's down here.
Toilet.
The usual SureFlow.
What kind of fridge do you have here?
So I have the Everchill because I refuse to, number one, pay Dometic prices. I guess we're just shitting on all the brands right now. I was not doing it. And I hate the ones that open as a cooler because that's like a disaster. Even this one, it opens upright and that was super important to me.
So it is DC though? Or is it AC?
No, so that's wired in. DC, it's all solar.
Okay.
It runs continuously. It barely draws anything. I think it uses like 4 amp hours.
So those of you who don't know, I didn't know whenever I built mine, I put a AC fridge in, the little college dorm fridges.
I looked at how much power that was going to use.
I didn't think about it. I just saw people were putting fridges in there and I didn't even think to look and see if there was a such thing
it looked like
as a
this
DC
and you're like,
fridge.
oh, mini fridge. Not a mini fridge.
Yeah, so that's exactly my thought.
Yeah.
As I thought it was a mini fridge, so I just put a mini fridge in mine. It uses at least 3 times the amount of power as your typical Dometic. I'm assuming probably the same as this one.
It's roughly
Any
the same.
DC appliance is super cheap compared to AC.
Yeah, and so this was 620, I think, and a Dometic was like 1,100. I'm not paying that. Nature said you're out. Anything about $1,000, you're out. I just don't care. I'll spend that on the roof deck. Definitely did, with the roof rack and everything. But that holds solar panels and the rooftop deck as you fly down the road. That seemed important. I'll spend $1,000 on that. I will not spend that on a refrigerator for a fan. So we did this, and I'm super happy with it. It was one of the first things that I actually wired in because you have to keep your beer cold while you're building and crying. So That is not even a joke. So
Did you do?
So many White Claws were harmed in the making of this van.
Did you do swivel seats up here in the front?
I haven't yet. So that's another
Haven't
thing.
yet.
The gas struts, that one's gonna swivel because then the countertop will obviously extend. You can turn
Right.
around, work here. For right now, I just work here at the dinette that was supposed to turn into a couch. But if you don't measure where your USB port is before you put that in, you can't fold this down.
Ouch.
Lessons learned. So this folds down into nothing. It's engineering. I just like open space. More engineering over here. This was supposed to be drawers, but I built the cabinet after I ordered the drawer slides. Didn't measure, so it's a 1/2 inch off. They were too long. So the engineering part is this is meant for all my cook stuff. This was intentional. It was never supposed to be a drawer. Mind your business.
Okay, so there we go as far as cooking goes.
So we're using just like a Coleman cooktop with little propane tanks. Super simple. You flip the counter up, put it out here, problem solved. No hardwired propane, no drawers to slide out when you're driving. It's all fine.
This is the same thing that I used for the first probably 6 months to a year. And then I got turned on to the actual little single burner that just goes on the top.
Yeah.
Because mine was, you've got more space than I do. I built mine for garage space and just somewhere to sleep.
Okay.
So I don't have as much counter
cooking
space.
Experience.
Right.
Out over the ocean someday or the mountain. Like, look, that's good, right? Like,
Yeah, that's the reason why we do this. Is for the views.
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
Okay.
Let
See
me
you.
know next time you're in Colorado.
Yeah, I'll be back. Probably like next-ish week. I have to come back for drill.
I'll be here.
Okay, I'm probably gonna park at your place, just so you know.
Sounds good. See ya.
See ya. So.
I do see a Wii Boost right there.
That's imperative because I do work remotely. I'm at work right now if anybody asks. It's fine. So I'm in sales, like software sales, and I use my AT&T, my hotspot. It works really well. I'm on Zoom calls almost all day.
So hang on, let's touch on that a little bit more because that's the #1 question you are going to get. No, the #1 question you are going to get as a van lifer is how do you afford to live this way? So what do you do for a job and how do you afford to live this way?
Okay, so I work full time. I work on East Coast hours though, so that's pretty chill. I got up this morning at probably 5:30 because it's 7:30 there. Got up, clocked in, just started doing some stuff. I'm off by like 2:33 usually, and that way you can go snowboard. And my job is super flexible. They're like, take a 2-hour lunch today. Just send out some emails later. So
awesome.
Remote sales, it's the most chill company I've ever worked for, and they probably won't even see this, but I love everybody on my team, like surprisingly, because you know how you get those jobs where you either love the job or you love the team? I think I found both, and that's weird. They were all so nice when I started that I was like, is this a cult? Come on. Like I can't, this is
cool.
Everyone's too helpful. So that's going really well. And then I'm also in the Army, so I'm in the reserves. I'm an intelligence officer. So that's how I do my health insurance. It's $60 a month for full vision, dental, any of that. So that right there saves you. Because a lot of people with my job, it'd be like $250 a month for just me. I'm not paying that. So I drill 1 weekend a month, take the nose ring out, put the hair up, look like a reasonable human being, then get back in the van.
Cool.
So that's what I do. Yep.
All right, so you mentioned the roof deck. What do you have up there? What's going on there?
We've got 400 watts of solar up there, and then we've got the Max Air fan. Obviously that's like imperative in a van build. And I wish I would have put a bigger window in here because that's 18 different kinds of useless. By the time you get your feet up there and like put your toes to block the breeze, I wish I would have put another window this size, but the fan definitely helps with the breeze. Up there it's just straight deck for wine and yoga, not at the same time, do what you gotta do. And then 400 watts on the other side.
All right, so what do we got back here for garage space?
Bunch of stuff. So I built it around my triathlon bike because I'm training for a full Ironman. I do half Ironmans and stuff. So my tri-bike fits in there like that, and then my swim run stuff just sits like on top of it in addition to like just my general storage. But I swapped it out last week when I got back into town for my snowboarding gear and just ended up out here. So right now we just got water, some snowboarding stuff, some like extra Army stuff that way, and then like some just random. It's got to be organized, but I have snowboarding to do. So eventually.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
Close it, and then the electrical's on the other side. That's nice and protected, hopefully, by the, it's dusty, but it's all there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks pretty too.
Good enough for now. I guess.
Well, I look in a lot of them, and a lot of them are just straight up rat's nest.
That gives me anxiety. I don't want wires like touching each other, and then they're all labeled just in case they come unhooked. Absolutely not. So
Smart plan. I've got them labeled at the fuse, but not actually on the wire, I don't think.
I did it on the wire and the fuse, because if it comes unhooked, 2 of them come unhooked, we're like, well, this is fun Russian roulette.
So, as I was wiring mine, I will give you this tip if you're building one and you're watching these for that reason. Every wire that I ran on both ends of the wire, I would take a Sharpie and actually write what circuit it is, so that I didn't have to go through and do the test thing, like where you test and see what comes on. Oh, that's this. I actually had them all labeled, so as soon as I put them in my circuit panel, or in my DC circuit breaker, I had them all labeled as to what's what, and I knew what to turn on.
That's what I did with tape. Just overlap the tape, wrote the name on it. That way I've got water pump and lights all hanging out, but it's all wired to the fuse block beautifully, and I just don't have to think about it again. So just staying organized is the biggest thing in your build. That's what I learned. You have to be organized, otherwise it takes just hours to get it back on track.
This Weeboost bracket, I've not seen that.
So they actually make one, I think it's Rhino Rack that makes one for like $100. Shitting on them, got this on Amazon for like 20, and you put it on there. That way I can just go up there every day, because I used to disconnect it. I obviously like bungee cord it on just to make sure because I'm paranoid, you know, Army emergencies. But you just flip it up, turn it around, $20 on Amazon, saves me 20 minutes putting the shit on every day.
And it's not in the way. That's great.
Yep.
That is great.
That's what you really need. That's why I watch all these videos, is for like the little tiny life hack I didn't know I needed.
Exactly. This right here is the first. I've been living on the road for 2.5 years. I've asked everybody about their Weeboost.
Yep.
First time I've seen this, and I wish I had it on mine.
Yep. $15 on Amazon, you can do it.
I've already bolted mine to the side of my van now. It's good.
The way I drive under trees, that wasn't gonna happen. Like, the clearance and stuff, absolutely not. So,
Well, I just got a lot of faith in the spring. That's my thing.
yeah, I don't. So I have a lot of faith in Amazon for $15 though.
True. That's well, can you think of anything that we've left off on this one? No. Same here.
Like, I'm sure we will eventually.
We'll probably think of something that we didn't ask.
Each other again.
If you guys ask in the comments, we'll figure out the next time we run into her what we didn't film this time. But thanks for walking us through.
No, thanks for having me. You guys are the first people that I've like had in here.
Awesome,
Right?
Awesome. It's a fresh build, by the way.
Yeah, so I haven't learned everything and done my crying on the road yet. So
It's okay. It'll come quick.
I'm sure. Watch my Instagram stories. Like, wow, she's having a breakdown.
Oh, speaking of, don't say that. Don't say that, because Jambulance, the one that was one of the more recent walkthroughs, she broke down the day after we did this walkthrough.
Oh, I did that on the first day though of van life. I drove from Michigan to Iowa. Check engine light came on $900 later. I was like, I've been on the road 8 hours. Oh my god.
That's
So
how
I think
it goes.
I think I'm hopefully past that.
She's got stories like that
The
too.
initiation. You just gotta get.
Our first few days, we had major breakdowns, hotel stays. It was horrible. Just
Hopefully
gotta
I'm
get it
over
out
it.
of the
I had all kinds of battery issues. So
That, thank God I haven't had that. I'll do engine all day. Leave my electrical alone though, because that crushed my soul. So.
Oh yeah.
I learned. All right, guys, we're gonna get this one too long. We'll see you guys on the next one.